Hello tribe, I hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a brief study session implemented with a brief tarot reading to help us see and understand with greater clarity the nature of what's known as the planet Gargantua, while taking the opportunity to reprogram it or receive any boost of support and upgrades we can apply or carry forth with us in order to benefit us on our personal ascended mastery journey. If you've never heard of or seen this planet that I'm speaking of for yourself, this is because it is an underground, ironically, experiential planet created about 50 years ago, I'm being told by my spiritual team, to support the dystopian, apocalyptic society that we've somehow, the most asleep anyway, grown accustomed to throughout this last phase of the long era, the Age of Pisces era that is, that we've now practically concluded entirely. The conclusion of this old era, the old paradigm, old fate, has made it so that pages can now flip over that could not before, and leaves can now turn over that seemed simply impossible to, due to the vast, deep spells of illusions it was placing upon us before, melting all away suddenly, as it could only exist in the former dense, polluted timeline that's collapsing more and more every day in the etheric realm in quantum time. Some of these spells it was inflicting upon us are a bit more subtle, and others are a lot more deep and downright psychotic and risque, you could say, in terms of the damages and inconveniences. The reptilians, Jesuits, Nazis, and Freemasons, operating the entire thing with black magic, derivative to ancient Egypt, has racked up, whilst inflicting a shit ton of curses upon unsuspecting humanity to host the Hunger Games ascension process aspect of our ascension process of naturally spiritually awakening. These more subtle spells and curses are feeling fatigue, uninspired, unenergized, yet in a depressing, suicidal way, feeling unnecessarily guilty, blamed, all to be falsely incriminated and symbolically shunned by source. Feeling older than you should feel, even feeling the urge to act your age, just to fit into the new flow of life, circulating through the atmosphere, demanding you do this to avoid being left behind, or to not appear weak, spoiled, or like a moocher while in the arena, which you can see are all tactics of brainwashing, hypnosis, and dystopian dictatorship that always leads right back to us feeling completely unsupported, unspecial, unenergized, and unseen, simply because of the game the reptilians have been hosting since 2012, wiring life in this backwards, distorted way, just to diss and knock off of the 5D New Earth paradise for youthful starseed children and childlike adults before it actually gets here, pretending as best as they can that we're the slaves, that we're old when we're still very young, and that life just simply isn't as fun, exciting, adventurous, fulfilling, homey, or expansive as it once was when we were children. All lies and complete distortions of the truth, which we are going to be reversing all throughout this video, so that Gargantua can be healed, relieved of false incrimination, and redirected to a much lighter, happier, universally friendly, more productive nature as an effect. The more serious spells and curses inflicted upon humanity in secret, is it making people sort of go in reverse, or in the reverse direction their lives would have gone had they not been tampered with by its poisonous effects, making wrong decision after wrong decision, several people even unknowingly, due to their somewhat low levels of consciousness that they had from the jump. This is all a part of the hugest, yet pettiest, plot to make starseed children and starseed adult children fail to live their dreams and miss their precious lives entirely just because a measly alien force threatens us to because they'd rather have it that way. This is why Gargantua also looks similar to a record or CD in some shots the Illuminati post of it online, in order to give homage to their cult's reverse nature and way of living, to be blasphemous to God and always possible, while keeping the anti-life, anti-Christ, inverted matrix system operating. But this is also to give homage to the music sector of the entertainment industry as well, in order to honor the backmasking that takes place in all of their tracks, I'm being told, urging, pressing, and insisting those who listen to the most popular musical sensations to behave in the reverse fashion that they would typically behave even if it gets them killed for it. So, do you see the evil territory we've been in all this time and the depths it is willing to go? In this very same way is how Gargantua functions like the entertainment industry. You've probably likely noticed the planet Gargantua, which was entirely alien created with the darkest, cruelest magic from satanic ancient Egyptian texts. Within the blockbuster hit film Interstellar, if you've ever seen this classic before, and this is to both hypnotize you to its true nature by failing to honestly tell you what it really represents, but it was also there to give homage to the fact that, just like the hit horror classic The Poltergeist, it also works like an evil TV screen to mimic the Matrix and the Matrix structure containing us, absorbing our consciousness the more and more we choose to participate in the superficial false light reality built all around us, mostly presented to us by the entertainment industry, with us symbolically being stuck in the screen, just like the precious, innocent child Carol Ann in the movie. A lot to take in, right? I know. Yet this is the reality, although somewhat false, that the reptilians overtaking our sacred world has built for all of us children, whom aren't even a part of the initial war, yet we're still brought into it just by being here. However, I'm going to ask now that Gargantua undergoes a whole age reversal and rebirthing process, so that all karma, sin, and pure evil infused into it, and that it was forced to inflict upon humanity, can be fully washed clean, erased, providing us and it just the fresh new restart we all need to be set on a whole new healthy trajectory, our real trajectory, as an effect of this major adjustment, affording us the ability to say that we raised Gargantua, and we raised him right. And I think that's a great place for us to get into the mini tarot reading. When shuffling my deck and meditating with the fairy kingdom in proper spirits for a reading on the subject of Gargantua, the Seven of Wands was what was presented to us to help us out here. Very interestingly, I am seeing the shape of the huge orb circling the woman, as well as the specific posture the young woman is currently in, as the actual shape of Gargantua, which is coming with very spooky, boogeyman-like vibes, in order to shed light on and make real the boogeyman demon almost on masterous scales, you could say, that Gargantua truly is, and whom we've been dealing with this whole time without our knowing. Maybe you can feel the potency of his intimidating energy right through the screen, pressing and encouraging people to do the wrong things or to make the conformations they need to make to avoid being persecuted by their so-called superiors, all sellouts of Satan in the beast system, promoted to this hall patrol position temporarily, so they may have fun on their evil, twisted, emo playground before our new Earth playground officially shifts into gear. The golden orb of light, positioned just at the center of the young woman's torso, is coming with the energy of the inner light Gargantua already had during its initial birth into our world, letting us know that he too is a precious, innocent baby, just like we are at our core, and that this form of light is all that exists even in the darkest of situations. It is also reminding us that the evilest people also come with this inner light, whether they like it or not, in which we are going to ask to come online for them right now, so that they may begin to purge out, with great insistence, all of the anti-life programming they've taken on or believed about themselves since the very time of its conception, spanning throughout every single lifetime. He also feels like he wants to bless us with the remembrance, reconnection, and reactivation of our own inner light as well, so we may be brought back to the innocent versions of ourselves before we were ever tampered with or even misunderstood by another individual, making us the 2.0 versions of our former limited, held back selves now that this core wound and lie has been completely healed and set straight. This great healing work and readjusting we just pulled off together as one clan has made Gargantua glow up with so much light due to his sheer happiness to get to be of service in this way for the first time ever, making it so that he truly is a starseed after all. So we welcome you to this brand new world you just entered, Gargantua. The god aspect of him has also come online immensely because of this, along with all of his divine authority. making it so he will be allowed to be of great support to us throughout this upcoming Judgment Day period, and just in general for the rest of our lives, even playing with us and providing us things at times, and making it so the former powers that controlled him, like some dog on a leash, know first and quickly without a doubt the kind of nature they fucked with, and that no one is to ever fuck with or enslave Mother Nature or Father Nature just because they wish to. I also feel there is a bunch of wisdom, insight, and intel about the covert operation he wants to download into our consciousness through the Matrix system, in which we kindly say thanks and accept, and I'm going to ask to transfer right away in this very moment. This should help you to be brought more up to date and up to speed with your own internal matrix, your own internal universe, the outer matrix and universe as an effect, even affording some of us to receive upgrades in our starseed hybrid programming, since we are also here as prototypes, which is what allows us to make quantum leaps, work with the quantum field, and receive all kinds of activations and upgrades through this quantum channel throughout our ascension process. And lastly, I'm feeling the message that all our former oppressors, both on the ground as so called friends and relatives, and in the stars as celebrity figures, authority figures, and politicians, represented by the colored rods poking up at the girl floating up above them, can now retreat and are being forced to by Gargantua due to the planet's recent resignment of the evil role he was forced to play, setting us completely free and setting us up for the perfect lives and lifestyles, potentially that a movie star or celebrity would live, now that these roles have been reversed fair and square. So live it up, stars, and soar as high as you can possibly go, while the enemy makes right for everything they ever did to oppress you, lie to you, or take your happiness away. These same forms of oppressors, the ones dictating Gargantua over the years, are also felt retreating away from Gargantua himself, with them passing the harshest, most blockbuster judgments onto them as they fall back for all the hard work, time, which they do not rule, and energy they put into using him for the wickedest deeds. Peace is at last for our fallen, stolen tribe, just as it's being conveyed through the posture of the young woman sitting in the image. So grab your lives and live them to the fullest without anything stopping you or holding you back like before a crowd. You know you want to. And that concludes this study session / tarot reading on our newly restored planet and family member Gargantua. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope that you received all of the help, insight, and upgrades you needed throughout. Subscribe if you feel you receive a lot from these videos of mine. Comment down below if you have any questions or would love to chat about what you've gathered here today. Donate to my PayPal if you feel you'd love to commune and say thanks. And I'll be back here with more enlightening videos for the Starseed 144 Collective in the near future. Bye now.